Hello and welcome to this month's Project Home DIY. This month we're getting ready for fall, so we're going to be doing a barnwood box and dyed wood flowers centerpiece. So you can use this on your tables or just your end table decor, whatever you would like. So let's get started. This is going to be what will come in your box. If you're a new member, you will receive the starter kit, so that includes the hot glue gun, the sanding block, and your paintbrush. This month we won't be needing the paintbrush or the sanding block unless you choose to sand a little bit more on the box. You can do that, but we will need your hot glue gun, so make sure you plug that in. So everything that comes in your box this month, you already have the flowers and the foliage and the paint and the barnwood box, which is completely done for you and built for you already. These are super heavy duty, handmade for you, just for these boxes. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about the finish on these boxes. So the wood is old barnwood, but it was super rough. So we decided to plane it down. Well, when you plane down old wood, it takes off the finish, and so it makes it look like new wood again. And I didn't want that look, so we took if you actually smell it, you'll notice it kind of smells a little vinegary, metally. That's because there's a secret finish on these boxes that make them look old. So you'll see inside the box where that finish hit in places and where it didn't. And you can tell how much darker it made the wood turn. So the secret, and I actually wanted to send this to you guys, but I thought, no, we'll just do it and get it done for them, make it easier. But I want you to know an easy way to make wood look old is through using vinegar and steel wool. So what you would do is I take a whole gallon of vinegar and I put a whole piece of steel wool in there and let it soak for about a week or two. The longer you let it soak, the darker your finish is going to get. This finish has been sitting for months, probably a really long time. I can't even tell you how many months. So that's how dark this got, but you can see how some of it didn't get super dark. That's just wood grain itself, and that's just how some pulls really dark and some doesn't. That's what I love about these. So they're all super unique. Everybody's is different, but so vinegar and steel wool, that's the trick to making this barnwood look old. Your first task in the project this month is dyeing the flowers. So these are wood flowers. So if they come to you and they have, I'm going to be using the rest of mine right here. But if there's like pieces that are a little bent over from just traveling and shipping, once they do get wet, those can be moved up. So don't fret that yours are wrecked. If there is a whole petal that doesn't really work, doesn't really fit, just pull it off, throw it away. You'll never notice once we get these going. So the first step is going to be dyeing our flowers. And I've provided you 3 colors of dye, which actually the dye is just the paint. So we use the yellow and the green and the orange. The yellow is what I'm going to be working with. I actually, just to speed things up for the video purposes, already do have the orange and green dyed and done. So those are done of mine, and I'll be working on the yellow with you guys. So to do this, to dye the flowers, you just take a bowl with water in it, and I have, I don't know, about 1 inch deep of water, and take the whole yellow paint bottle and dump it out. And actually, if you want to do this, you can dump out the paint and then use the bottle and fill it about 4 times, and that will get all the paint out. I'm going to fill it with a little bit of water here and shake it up. Oops. So I can get all that paint out. Oops, I didn't get much paint in there. But the more paint that you use, the darker your finish is going to be. I'm making a complete mess. The darker your flowers will turn out, so I do suggest not watering it down too much. Water it down just enough so you have enough to get the flowers soaked. That's all you really need. So, and then I'm going to take a whisk and just mix up So it's kind of like cooking class, but really it's DIY craft class. Little 2-in-1. Okay, so there our dye is ready. And before we do the dyed flowers, we need to put in the little stems. And this is where your hot glue gun is going to come into play. So just take any one of the wires. You have, I think there's 22 or more in each box. And shove it in the bottom. This can be kind of tricky, especially on these tight folded flowers. So you just got to find a spot where that wire will go in. And put it in the bottom, and then put a little dab of hot glue just so that wire stem won't come out. More than likely it won't come out anyways, but that just gives it a little bit more strength. These wood flowers are super fun to work with because you can dye them, make them your own, and they're just really fun to design with too. And I think I'm going to keep 2 of these just plain colored. I don't want to dye them. Just cause, I don't know, something different on my centerpiece. So blot that hot glue in there. Make sure you rub the tip of the hot glue gun on the object because then you don't get strings everywhere. It'll break that string. Just a little trick to make it a little cleaner because I hate having hot glue strings everywhere. See, if I just rub that tip on there, there's no string. So I'm doing this with all the flowers that I plan on dyeing yellow. And I believe on our website, we will start carrying batches of just 20 wood flowers. So you can actually purchase more and dye more. So if you want to change these out on this centerpiece box for another season, you can do that. So that'll be fun to be able to see and change everybody's centerpieces out. Okay, so remember these are wood, they will break, so be very fragile when you are pushing those in with holding this part of it. I kind of did. No, I think that was part of shipping, but. Okay, so all those are stuck in there. That also gives us a really easy way to dry the flowers. Oh, I need to do these too. An easy way to dry the flowers because we can just stick them right in that wood, in the foam block that you get. We can stick them right in there and we don't have to worry about how they're going to dry and what we're going to do with them. Yeah, you can grab one, Liam. Okay, so these are my natural ones. I'm just going to leave those to the side. Okay, so there's the 2 natural ones. Okay, I'm done with putting those in. I just split the flowers up kind of evenly. If you want to do like all the big ones, the big main accent color, you can do that. You can do a variety. So this is our foam block, my handy dandy little helper over there. But the foam block will keep it nice and the flowers standing up so you don't knock them over on the table while they're drying. So just dip them in. And these ones that have petals that kind of stick together, you can pull them out just a little bit. And remember, it's just paint, so you can get your fingers dirty. You're not dyeing your fingers. So I'm going to open this one up just a tiny bit to make sure all the leaves get colored. Can you grab me a rag? So I'm going to get a rag, yes please, a wet rag, just so I can rinse my hands off. So I'm opening that guy up just a little bit and then stick it right in there and move on to your next one. So these flowers, this is like a perfect color yellow, this harvesty yellow. I'm opening them up just a little bit. Make them nice and full. Isn't this fun? You'd never think it was this easy, but it is really super easy to do this. Thanks, babe. Okay, so I'm dyeing the last one here. And I'm kind of spreading out the petals, like once I set them up there on the foam block. And if you don't have a heater of some sort to put these in to let them dry, you'll have to let them dry for probably a couple hours. I put mine in a space heater so they dry quicker, and it doesn't take very long for them to dry, and then I can move on with my project. And that's kind of my trick with all of the projects we do, is I do definitely use that. But there's the yellows, and we're going to set them in front of the heater for just a little bit. Oops. Save my natural colors. And that is all we have to do with the dye. It's done. You are more than welcome to put it in a mason jar and save it if you choose to purchase more wood flowers in the future and add to it or do more with it. But that is all we're going to be doing with that stuff for right now. So I'm going to set that to the side, and I'm going to let my flowers dry, and I'll be back and we'll set our arrangements together. See you in a minute. All right, I'm back with the dried flowers. So here's all the flowers. I'm going to put them kind of in size order, so when I need to grab a certain size for filler, I'm going to know where that's at. So I'm going to just set all my flowers out and kind of arrange them by size. They're small. Big. And I can go with the medium. Okay, so take your wood box and your floral filler that can just go right in. And you can take the foliage and choose what you want to use and just stick those in random areas, order, however it works out. I'm taking some of the bottom leaves off the bottom. I do like it when it kind of hangs over, so I like maybe arranging stuff that might do that. The foliage just has to stick in just a tiny bit, so you can use, little sprigs like this, but I'm also going to keep those to the side for when I want to stick them between flowers or something. If you don't like the angle, just put it back in a different way in the foam. The foam is very forgiving, so you can do that several times without wrecking it. You can put stuff in. Ooh, that'll be a good one to hang over the edge. See how it kind of already is doing that. And if you don't like the size or the length of something, feel free to cut it. Maybe these. Yeah. Okay, and remember, nothing is permanent in here, so you always can move these later on once you have your arrangement done, so don't feel like it's stuck. Okay, so that looks good to me. We'll see when we get there. I'm going to take some of the bigger ones and start just filling in spots. If you feel the wire is too, I just pulled one of those out. If you feel the wire is too long, just cut it with a wire cutter. And the other good thing about using wire is we can bend the flowers in any direction we want them to go. So I'm just kind of keeping tabs on my orange. These are my 3 big orange ones, so I kind of want to spread them evenly a little bit. Oops. There we go. Okay. The green ones. And don't worry, you will probably break a leaf off, but honestly, you won't even notice it. Like that guy. Oh, I really like how these colors are coming together. I'm going to spread these out a little differently. It's always so fun to see everything come together. I have these ideas in my mind and I actually don't assemble the project and do it until I get to do it with you guys. I just feel like it makes it a little more authentic and true and shows you that step by step I'm doing it with you. So that's kind of fun to know that I am working right alongside you, starting this out too. So I'm going to shove that guy in there. Look, I really like how full this is getting over here. So I'm going to continue filling in with the rest, just like that. Put this big green guy in here. There's really no right or wrong. You can't really wreck much with these, and I just love that. These little guys I'm going to use in a minute to fill in holes. You know, and I never even know, I kind of just take guesses on things and hoping that quantity's enough and you got enough to fill, and it looks like it's going to work out very well. Can kind of work the foliage around in different places. Oh, I just love it. I love seeing all of it come together. And I kind of want one of these blue sprigs to be in here. Get down in there. There we go. Okay. So much fun. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Separate a little color here. Get this guy. Get my natural ones in there. Maybe, I don't know if I like those. I don't think I like those. No, I don't. I'm gonna dye them real quick. I don't like them. I'm gonna dye these guys and let them sit here and dry a little. Because I think I'd rather have yellow pops of color than the natural. So I don't like the way that looks right now. So I'm dyeing them. So make sure you don't throw your dye away till the very end. There's a good little tip. Oh my gosh. So I'm just filling in all these holes if there's any. And it is turning out so good. Here's a little cute little... I wish I knew all the names to these flowers, but I honestly don't. Kind of wish I did. But here we are in the middle of the project and I don't know. There's that guy. Oh, I got a big rose left. Where's, maybe you can go right up here. Let me turn this around so you can see this side. I can double check this side. Oh my gosh, this is like the most perfect thing ever. I'm gonna work this foliage a little bit in that way. And I just love it. And this navy blue just makes my heart warm. I love navy blue. Even if you can't get it into the foam, that's okay too. You can just stick it right in there somewhere. My big yellow rose has a torn leaf, so I'm just going to turn it one way. And my yellow flowers that I just dyed aren't quite dry yet, but I'm going to stick them right in there. Let's see, I'm going to just for the sake of time, let yours dry because I don't want you to mix paint everywhere, but I'm going to stick, I just dabbed off this one that I just painted just so I could get it in there, right in there. And then, ooh, another one can go right there in the corner too, but I'm going to dab it off again because I don't want that dye to get on other flowers. There. I just love it. Okay, so that is the finished product for your fall box in October. You can use it for centerpieces, and again, be double checking our website because we will have the wood flowers on there sold in packs of 20, so you can get those and update your arrangements as you want. So that will be fun to be able to make this an all year round versatile little centerpiece. So there it is, all finished. Thanks for joining me, and I can't wait to see you next month. Have a great rest of your month. Bye.